What a week! Vesper's host is the gift that keeps on giving. It was already a top tier dungeon, but the amount of puzzles and secrets have put all the dungeons before it to shame. Vespers can now take its rightful place as king of the endgame. Bungie has really upped their dungeon game with Warlord's Ruin and now Vesper's host. Welcome back, everybody. Before I begin, I would just like to let you all know that while every idea in this video is my own, any Vesper's host audio message was provided to me by My Name is Bife. He sent me a Google Drive of his in-game recordings to help me with this video. Any background gameplay footage is me, but any cut to messages is his. He is also the very first person to find the final message, which is the basis of this entire video. So thank you, Bife, for these recordings. If you'd like to know a detailed version of the Vesper host story, please check out Bife's video, as I will only be giving a Cliff Note version. Most of what I want to talk about is post-Vespers and what it means long-term for the Destiny story. So here we go. Here's the Cliff Note version of Vesper's host. Sometime after our victory in Deepstone Crypt, a group of Fallen decided to make Vesper Station their home. The station was severely damaged because of flying debris from the Morningstar station that was crashed mid-Deepstone Crypt raid. They were tired of the constant wars, the constant fighting, and having their arms ripped off. I mean, crazy, right? Like, who doesn't like their arms being ripped off? These Fallen wanted to no longer be a part of any house and live, basically as you would call it, off the grid. They found old Bray Tech blueprints that showed how to make a device. This device came in two parts, one that could collect energy and the other that would use the energy in some way. They decided they only needed to build half the device, the collection part, so they could hook up their servitors to have an infinite supply of ether. They would never have to leave the station this way. They didn't realize that because of the damage from the Morningstar station, a very powerful Vex mine Clovis was experimenting on during the Golden Age got loose. This Vex mine found a discarded Atrax exo body that had made its way over along with other parts of the Morningstar station. The White Captain, as they started calling the Vex inhabited Atrax bodies, started picking off Fallen one by one, integrating them into its hive mind. The White Captain made their new hive mind build the other part of the device to use the collected power for unknown reasons. They started worshipping the newly crafted anomaly for more unknown reasons. Then we get called to the station and do what we do best. We win. Everything that happens post-dungeon is us working with Spider and the Vesper AI called in-game Vesper Central. Later we find out she has a real name, which is Asteria. Now, I do have a theory that her voice is Elsie Bray's human voice. Her and Clovis worked very closely together on projects, and he is the AI voice for Morningstar, so it would make sense since Vesper Station is the Night Star. But we have no confirmation, and it's just my little theory at the moment. As we go through the post-dungeon questline, we start hearing message. And for the point of the video, only two are very important. That is message number 7 and the final message. Message 7 is attached to the first Icebreaker Catalyst puzzle, which I have not done myself as I do not have Icebreaker. I skill issued on contest mode and couldn't get past the final encounter. I also had someone with the British nerf, and they had to go to bed way earlier than I did. But thanks to Bife, here is what the message says.
Rerouting power to Vesper Central processors. I need brute force for this. The reply coming back through the anomaly let me scrape a facsimile of the original message. It was a locating ping. The content was irrelevant. The signal was the message, "Hello world." And something overrode my lock on the anomaly. Allowed it to power up enough to receive the reply.
Who could possibly override your word when all Vesper Station is at your beck and call?
I need Dr. Bray's personal command algorithm. With station root access, I can keep the anomaly from ever powering back up.
Someone sent out a message to locate something, and all it said was, "Hello world." Whoever was able to send this message out knew what they were looking for, but not exactly where to find it. This someone had to also have authority over the station or know how to exert authority over the station, and also had knowledge of what was out there. We do not know who this is, but we can take some reasonable guesses. Clovis Bray Big Head is the top contender. Since Clovis ran away with his tail between his legs during Season of the Seraph, he has been unusually silent. He's not even in his big head anymore. We have no idea what he's been up to. And it does make sense, since he was the one who had full authority over the station and would most likely know of any otherworldly projects out there. He would know how to use the anomaly. We do not know what purpose the anomaly was for, though, or why Clovis Bray wanted to build it to begin with, but it does make sense if it was a portal. It has a lot in common with the Vex, and they use portals all the time. So maybe Clovis sent something or someone out into unknown space or an other dimension and is calling out to it. Elsie Bray would be next on my list of possible subjects. She worked very closely with Clovis Bray, like I said before, and would probably have similar knowledge as he did about his project. This would also clear up the plot hole of who Elsie was talking to in Destiny 1.
Well fought.
You're here.
We haven't got much time.
Who are you?
Why have you been watching us?
I don't even have time to explain why I don't have time to explain. I will. I know.
Will what?
I wasn't talking to you, little light.
I'm a ghost, actually.
Many Guardians fell. Strong ones. But you made it here. Yes, I'm listening. They are here. With me.
Who's she talking to?
Understood. You need my help, Guardian.
Is that why you brought us here?
They brought us here. The Vex. Evil so dark it despises other evil.
You're not a Guardian.
No. I was not forged in light. But I believe where our paths cross, ground could break. Have you heard of the Black Garden?
We've heard the legends.
The greatest threat to us all lies there. Where these machines are born. Find the Black Garden. Rip out its heart. Only then will your traveler begin to heal.
Can you help us find it?
My path's my own. I can't.
If we're going to find the Black Garden, we need to see the Awoken.
Ah, yes. The Awoken. Out there wavering between the light and the dark. A side should always be taken, little light. Even if it's the wrong side. Too late returning. How many? Hold position, kill the engines, and don't let them find you.
So, how do we find the Awoken?
They live all the way out at the edge of the darkness. Last place the light touches. Can't we just stay here with the murderous robots?
No. Little light.
Don't do that.
I know a lot of people have theories that she was talking to the Cloud Striders, but once again, we have never been given an actual answer. If Elsie were the one to send out that pinging message, this would be a great way for Bungie to finally give us an answer. I'm gonna be honest, this next one is pretty spinfoil, but there's always the possibility that Vesper Central AI sent it out herself and then erased her memory of it. All throughout the dungeon and messages, she kept talking about how she was locked out and not granted certain permissions or knowledge of the things inside the station. Clovis could have programmed her that after a certain event she needed to send out a message, then remove all data of the message from her files. The final potential contender is, well, Rasputin. This is the least likely, but I'm going to put him on the list. Yes, I know, he's dead. But if anything in Destiny had a very logical way to come back to life, It's Rasputin. He could simply have had a secret backup of himself somewhere no one could detect. I know it'd be kind of lame if that was what happened and there were no hints leading up to this, but it's not impossible with an AI program. There's also the fact that the subminds were sort of a part of him, and I believe they still exist, so fragments of Rasputin are still around. Like I said, this is the one that's the most far-fetched of the three, but I am still listing him. Whoever it is, all we know is they have knowledge of what they were looking for. And even though I believe Clovis Bray is the most likely person, I felt I needed to include the others since those are possibilities in my mind. Which leads me to the return message. But before I play the message, I want you all to see this video I posted several weeks ago on TikTok. As you can see from the date, which I have kindly pointed aggressive arrows at, this was posted on October 5th, and was one of the first videos I made after my power and internet came back on from Hurricane Helene. Hence the I haven't showered in 9 days thing. Don't worry, I have showered now. I am completely clean. My water came back on last week, and I am now fresh. So do not worry, I'm not putting my stank all over this video. But in this video, I propose a theory that I would like you all to hear that will tie directly into the final Vesper message, and I base this simply on the codename Apollo and the concept art. I apologize, everyone. The audio for this particular TikTok video I had to remove last minute because it would have been getting DMCA'd. So what I'm about to say is not scripted. It's gonna be a little scattered. Basically, the premise of this theory video that is playing before you is that with the concept art and the word Apollo, I am theorizing that it's going to be about a civilization or a people, a group of humanity that come back to Earth, that they were sent out and they come back. Because Apollo is, what it means is something that enters Earth's orbit, very close in Earth's orbit, comes and circles around us. So like the moon would have an Apollo orbit, certain asteroids, meteors, things like that. They have Apollo orbits at certain times. So that is very important to the context of this next part. All right, so I need some more audio. I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope you guys are enjoying Vesper's host. And don't forget that it's getting cold outside and you're gonna need to wear a coat soon. I don't need viewers with the sniffles, all right? Now, let's listen to the final Vesper secret message.
Warning. Unauthorized message coming through the anomaly. Data follows. Lodi transmitting. Status moonsick. Adrift. Odysseus protocol active. It repeats from there. Do you recognize the code?
In this message, we get an answer to the previous message that was sent out. Let's break down that message word for word. Lodi transmitting. This is either a person, group of people, or a spaceship of some sort. They have received the ping signal and are replying back. Status moonsick adrift. Something is wrong with this ship. They are lost and moonsick. Moonsick is an old English word that means insane and emotionally deranged. So they are in serious trouble. Something has gone wrong with the Lodi. Odysseus protocol active. They are coming home. Odysseus is a story about a king who went off to fight a war and spent many years trying to find his way back home. Someone sent out a message to an unknown source to give them a location ping and tell them to come back home. That's what happened here. Now, if we go into my theory before the dungeon even came out, I believe the people we see in the concept art are who's coming back home. What are they coming back home on? Who knows? None of the concept art we have seen looks like a patrol destination is going to be on a spaceship. They have shown us 4 pictures and you can see nature all around. But that does not mean they don't come back on a spaceship and then set up shop on one of our planets or moons. I personally am thinking Enceladus. This new concept art looks kinda like this old concept art Bungie released of Enceladus. But wherever we end up as a location, dungeons have a history of setting up and foreshadowing future content. Duality set up Callus being a disciple since we destroyed the one thing holding him back, his guilt over his daughter. Spire set up us going to Neptune. Ghosts, well, I don't really know if it was setting it was just a lot of high family drama. I guess you could say it set up Zebu's love for Oryx and how unstable she is, leading her down the path that we may see in Heresy. It could be just a stepping stone for Zebu Wrath, like plotline wise. I really don't know. Warlord's Ruins set up Fick Rule and what we are currently dealing with in Revenant, so we know that Vesper's host is also setting up future content, and since there's nothing that has to do with the Hive here, and the next episode is Heresy, we can logically say it's setting up either Apollo or Behemoth. But since we do not have any concept art or real knowledge of what Behemoth is, only Apollo, and given the definition of the word Apollo, I would say it makes the most sense currently here. No matter if my theories are right or wrong, I am just glad that we have some mystery in Destiny right now again. Some new mysteries. This was the one area of story I have been nervous about post Final Shape. A lot of what has made the Destiny story so good is the complex mystery and theories. Thank you all for watching this video, and a special thank you to my best Muffin and Above members, Amid, Prince Mav, Son of a Mitch, and a thank you to my VIP Discord members, Puddles, Amid, Broken Pebbles, Away Galaxy, Quick Draws, and SYNJ. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, and comment. And remember, hunters never die.